Now at 3 o'clock, you may remember this video we first brought you right here on Fox 5, a CCSD police officer slamming a student to the ground. Well, today we learned the ACLU has dropped CCSD with a lawsuit.
And the ACLU says the lawsuit is to force CCSD to provide body cam footage and police reports.
And we've been on top of this since it happened in February near Durango High School. Well, there are always two sides to a story, and so far we've only heard the students' side, who say this happened because they were recording video of officers. So why did CCSD police officers approach the Durango High students in the first place? And why was force used? That is what the ACLU wants to know. It represents two of the students here, but its request for records, answers from CCSD, including officer body cam footage and police reports, has been denied.
The public has a right to know and has a right to hold these officers accountable. And without that information, we can't do that.
The ACLU says CCSD provided blanket statements of confidentiality with no explanation or specifics of why something should be withheld, which it says is required to do. CCSD said it was withholding some information because students are juveniles. The lawsuit also said while CCSD cited an ongoing and active investigation of why it wouldn't release some public records, CCSD Police Chief Mike Blackeye attended some public events, including a legislative hearing, and did discuss that incident, saying officers were here because of reports of a gun in the area. The lawsuit said the incident only offered CCSD's spin that our clients were detained for an incident involving a firearm, a blatantly inaccurate and offensive insinuation, only further increasing the public's distrust of CCSD.
We've seen absolutely no proof, no evidence that this is related to a firearm at all. In the video itself, you can see that the students were recording, and you can even hear recording being discussed.
The lawsuit also states the public's interest in transparency regarding a use of force incident involving a white police officer assaulting black school children is clear. CCSD's adverse interest is not. So the lawsuit also said Chief Blackeye said the student taken to the ground was not detained because he was recording, but provided no factual basis for his comment. CCSD refused to comment on the lawsuit, while CCSD police did not respond to us. And coming up at 4, hear what's next with that lawsuit.